There's no grip to open it. Better let some fresh air in. I don't want to take all of this with me. A rope is always... There's nothing useful here. And what's this? It looks like some sort of diary. There's something inside. I don't think I'm mistaken. This is a piece of the map from Kid's crew. It's surely Every's, the last piece missing. Finally, the map is complete. On this piece there are some coordinates. 47 degrees north by 78 degrees east. Brilliant! The coordinates are useless without the rest of the map. The light will guide you. 47 degrees north by 78 degrees east. There's also a strange coin. Why is it here? What does Steve have to do with this story? There must be something I'm still missing. Let's see. I can't believe this. Steve knew. Actually, Steve is the architect of Dad's death, and all because of his envy and the longing to find Kid's treasure. To think they were so close, almost brothers. Dad really trusted him, but he should have guessed his changing, and Kid wasn't that stupid. All the pieces of the map are needed to find the treasure. I have to escape from here and unmask Steve. This diary will be the proof.
Boss. Hey, boss.
What's going on?
Boss, we can't find the young Morgan anywhere. Impossible. He can't be volatilized. Continue to search.
If he has his father's insight, he has surely discovered something that we've been missing till now. I'm going back to my office. This city...
All right.
It's Steve and they're in collusion. I have to get out of here as soon. Good idea. See you soon, Steve. I think this is the best possible way to use these. Once you used a certain kind of oil to light a fire. From the condition of the lighthouse, I'd say it's very likely there's still some left. I'm not risking burning anything, and I'm isolated from other houses. Great, but it's better to close the opening, or... Good job. I don't really know how it... $16.99. The light will guide you. I guess it's praise for the job I wonder how many ships it helped dock. There's also a list of things to do. 1. Start. 2. Steer. It doesn't seem difficult. Okay, let's try. Finally, the map is complete. There's also the city. Really, what? Now I know. Without the I need to go to the light will guide. Bingo! This is the point marked on the map. Let's see in what direction the lighthouse is pointing. Good! Very well. The lighthouse is positioned according to the instructions on the map. The light points in the direction of the cemetery. Better go check. I don't think the X meant to indicate these wooden boards. It'd be better to remove them. Maybe this coin wasn't. Let's try. Where did I end up? It seems like a natural cave. I can't believe it. This is a colony of Mexican psilocybe, one of the most powerful hallucinogenic mushrooms in the world. Professor Jones showed one of these in class when explaining Aztec rituals. Their sour odor is unmistakable, and the conditions for growth seem to be ideal. Humid and lacking sun. Only a strong adrenaline rush can counteract their effect. They're supposed to proliferate only in a few areas in Central America. How did they end up here? I'm also wondering who put these wood barrels here. I don't want to dive over there. I can't even see the bottom. It can't be. The hull outline, the colors on the bulkheads, a red nightmare sailed on the sea. Its slender shape induced all to stop and admire it. The historian Jean de Leon described the Adventure Galley this way. This is it. The Adventure Galley. Kid's ship. It's an amazing ship. And its preservation is practically... I wonder how many secrets it still hides after all this time.
Who dares?
But who said that?
Who dares board my ship without permission?
Who's talking? Are you a ghost? Show yourself.
How dare you give orders to me? Only I can give orders.
It can't be. I can't believe this. My God. Dad? Dad, is that really you?
I have no sons. I'm the adventure galley's captain. My name is only whispered in both the old and new worlds. Some people call me the Scourge of the Seas. I'm William Kidd. Who are you?
Don't you recognize me? It's me, Willy.
What tone is this? Boy, remember who you're talking to. I'm Kidd.
What happened to you? You're not Kidd. You're Henry. Henry Morgan.
Don't you ever mention that name in my presence. Morgan and Blackbeard are the reason my crew and I are here. If it wasn't for their betrayal, right now we'd be the masters of Tortuga. Instead, Morgan and Blackbeard mutinied, hired their own crew and attacked us. But nobody can take possession of William Kidd's treasure. Remember well these two names, because they're the worst enemies of Kidd's crew. Morgan and Blackbeard. What I wouldn't give to meet you face to face. And now, speak plainly, for what reason are you here?
I sell cookware, mattresses, and bikes.
The quartermaster already stowed our supplies. We don't need anything else.
Captain, I'm the new deckhand you were waiting for.
It's about time. You have permission to board and immediately get to work. The bridge needs a clean sweep. Ask the quartermaster to give you everything you need to make the ship shine. I'm going back to my cabin now. I have to plot the route for our next destination. Tortuga is waiting for us.
What's happening here? How could Dad still be alive? Why doesn't he recognize me? I better get on the galley right now. I have to get my dad back home. The ship is completely deserted. I guess Dad, or Kid as he now considers, it's a cannon from the... I don't want to shoot a cannon. Better not. The ship is docked on this side. There's a risk that the shot could ricochet and cause damage. It would be better to use the stairs. According to a chronicle of the period, these wooden mannequins were used to make the crew size appear larger. The fear factor and the number of armed men visible was usually enough to win a battle without even fighting. Somebody carved the name they gave to this mannequin in the wood. Jimbo. This old sword could come in handy. Maybe I can learn how to handle it. If I'm not mistaken, near my house they just opened a school. The Swordmaster. That should guarantee success. Yuck. The hilt is all sticky. This cannon is ready to shoot. I should have a valid reason to do that. Why on earth should I leave through this hole? It's locked. If, as I suppose, this is the door to the hold, they have surely reinforced it. I could ask the captain if he knows where I can find it. Some well-preserved clothes. An old three-cornered hat. I think it belonged to some captain. Or someone from the upper class, anyway. These are books on dressmaking in the 1600s. Evidently, Kidd cared about being up to date on the evolution of European... Or some guest left them during his holiday on the adventure galley. It doesn't strike me as the best time to start reading It looks like a voodoo doll. Some prankster guest of Kidd must have left it here after his stay. Better not touch it. I wouldn't want its curse to remain active on some descendant of the represented person. It looks like a voodoo doll. Some prankster better not... Dad is seated at the captain's desk. There's a strange smell coming from the cabin. I can't take it. Don Quixote de la Mancha. It's one of the first editions. I can't reach it. Life on the Seas, Rules and Tasks on Board a Ship by William Kidd. It seems Kidd was writing a treatise. Interesting. They look like nautical charts, probably routes of the adventure galley. I can't take them.
What's happening now? I hope it's something...
There are rats inside the magazine.
That's the reason you've been brought on, deckhand. Try to earn your daily rations. Anything else?
Captain, can you tell me your story?
Is this the reason you embarked?
I hoped to understand how you ended up here, Dad.
I have no time to get angry now. Go back to your duties. You can hear my story from the other members of the crew.
Someone stole the last barrel of grog.
What? This is really serious. But the quartermaster can take care of it. Anyway, no less than 100 lashes with a cat o' nine tails for the guilty party. Stealing the grog, the nerve. Anything else?
I'll need the key to access the hold.
You still aren't an official member of the crew. You must earn this honor. Every new member must get to know the ship and gain the trust of the rest of the crew.
I think I already saw everything and...
Let's see if this is true of you. Answer these 3 simple questions. First, name at least one member of the crew, except the captain, that you met on board.
Jimbo.
Second question, according to which code have the rules of life on board been drafted?
Life on the Seas by Kidd.
Third and last question, how many battles have we faced until today?
14.
I'm sorry, you're not ready yet. The answers are all around you.
Sorry, Captain. I'll leave you...
Good. Go back to your duties, deckhand.
Here it's written that Dr. Alfred... I'm curious to know what those artifacts... Surely Steve could tell... This old mannequin was used to deceive the enemy. The more mannequins there were, the larger and more dangerous the crew seemed. I could use it to distract my dad and enter his cabin. If I could disguise it as a pirate, I could make it pass for one of Kidd's most bitter enemies. If I'm not mistaken, he named Morgan and Blackbeard earlier. I really see it as a Morgan. They seem the right size. I don't think there was much variety of measurements on a pirate ship. It's starting to look like a member... A classy touch. The hat makes it look more... Let's try to make it meaner. Discreetly threatening. It's one of the galley... It's Jimbo, but it's still missing... It's a relatively new cannon. Probably after the last battle, Kidd replaced the cannons that weren't working anymore. I can see the cave in which the ship is... It's one of the oldest cannons on the ship. It has probably never been replaced. You can tell by the notches engraved on it. Every notch shows a battle in which it was shot. 8 notches, so 8 battles. An interesting tidbit of information. I guess it's still armed and ready to fire.
What's happening now?
I'll need the key to access the hold.
You still aren't an official.
I think I...
Let's see first.
Jimbo.
Second question.
Life on the...
Third and last question.
8.
Well done. You have the honor of becoming one of Kidd's pirates. Among us, there's a pact of mutual friendship and loyalty. You deserve the key to access the hold.
Thanks, Captain. Sorry.
Good. Go.
Perfect. Wow! The legends were true. This is the result of years of piracy in all the seas of the world. I'm not interested in taking these coffee beans. I'm already wide awake, especially after finding my dad. They all have to be dated and cataloged, even if I'd like to dive into it, like in the comic books. The temptation to examine or take some of those coins is strong, but Dad takes precedence over everything. First, I have to take care of him, and then together we'll study the galley and its treasure. It's a mask. I think it's the loot plundered from... They will surely be full of, but now I have other priorities. This gives it an aura of mystery.
What's happening now?
Captain, there's Morgan on the bridge.
Morgan. Damn. It's really you, foul traitor. What nerve you dare show. By returning to the ship you turned your back on after it welcomed you as a child. Prepare yourself to face my wrath.
While Dad is busy, I can access the captain's cabin.
The day of...
It's the statue of a dragon. It was also Kid's nickname. Other than Scourge of the Seas, he was known as the Sea Dragon for the firepower of his cannons. Better leave it where it is. I don't need it to get Dad out of here. These are the nautical charts of the galley. They will be worth a fortune. With these, it would be possible to retrace the ship's routes and identify the places it visited. I can't deal with this right now. It's more urgent that I find a way to get out of here with Dad. Dad has placed the logbook to protect the chalice's contents. Since I'm here, I better take them both. The same acrid smell of the mushroom. This could explain many. Dad managed to survive all these years on a mixture of water and mushrooms. Even in small quantities, they sustain any organism that feeds on them and provide vital energy. On the other hand, they're also a powerful hallucinogen. Dad's state of shock following his fall from the cliffs, combined with the sight of Kid's ship, made him believe that he was the captain. If he keeps drinking from this chalice, he might never wake up. I have to get rid of this chalice. Professor Jones taught us that a strong adrenaline rush will counteract the mushroom's effect. First the chalice and then the adrenaline. One thing at a time. It's the Adventure Galley's logbook. My first priority is Dad, though.
It's time to end the game. Don't show your face again, Morgan.
Look who's back. Henry and his kid, the young Morgan.
How did you manage to get here, Steve?
It wasn't difficult. I was looking for you all over town, and suddenly, what a stroke of luck. I saw you entering the crypt in the graveyard. I waited for you a long time. Eventually, I decided to enter and I saw the tunnel. Henry, I didn't think you were still alive. I am partly relieved. My regret was consuming me. In the end, you were right. Kid's ship was docked here in Bone Town.
How dare you come aboard my ship without permission and offend a member of my crew? Who are you?
Henry, don't you recognize me? It's me.
Dad! Captain! It's Blackbeard. He was also able to get on board.
Blackbeard. Yes, I recognize you now. I see that you and Morgan are still inseparable. You'll end up just like him.
Henry, not again.
You leave me no choice.
I understand, Henry. I'm ready.
Let's see what you can do.
On guard!
I can't let you go.
Better keep a safe distance.
Escape.
It's an engaging duel. I could stay here admiring them all day if I didn't have to save my dad and myself too. I think they can be used in a more useful way.
You'll see.
I'm not an arsonist.
Whatever you want, Henry.
I don't need it here.
The day of a wreck.
It has lots of uses, but not this one.
Comes out victorious.
I have to get rid of it so that...
This time you won't get away with it.
Let's see if you can handle me.
Is this all you can do?
I'm just warming up.
It should work. It's not a cannonball, so it won't have such a devastating effect. And now the coup de grace. Fire! I did it! Heck, I didn't see that coming. The racket from the cannon was more devastating than the shell itself. Better go back on deck and alert Dad.
You don't stand a chance this time.
We'll see. I admit it. You defeated me, Henry.
A victory over a man who was once a friend has no value for me.
Captain, I'm sorry to interrupt your duel, but I think we need to go. The cave is collapsing.
Captain, what are you talking about?
The adrenaline caused by the duels with Jimbo and Steve is reducing the effect of the mushrooms. Hurry, let's go. There's not much time.
Not before seeing the treasure. I've never been so close to it, and I have no intention of leaving now.
But Steve, not now. There will be other opportunities in the future.
Yes, Steve. The kid's right. Let's run while we still can.
Henry, do you recognize me?
Steve, is that you? Oh, I'm not sure what's happening. It feels like I just woke up from a long dream.
There's no time, Dad. Let's go.
Dad? How come? Who?
You go! I want Kid's treasure. It represents my whole life's work. Henry, just know that I didn't want any of this to happen.
Steve!
Farewell.
Dad, let's go.
Okay, I'll follow.
Dad, I finally found you.
Willy, is that really you? How long has it been?
10 years, Dad. 10 very long years.
10 years. So this means you received my letter.
Yes, but why did you only have it delivered after all this time?
I sensed that something was wrong with Steve. I could see it in his behavior. When I realized that the search for Kid's treasure was becoming an obsession, I started to suspect that he could hurt our family. I hid my piece of the map and decided to deal with him. You are a Morgan. You have the spirit of adventure in your blood. But you were only 5, and I didn't want to trouble Mom with such a burden. I hoped that in 10 years Steve's obsession would vanish. I decided that if anything ever happened to me, you, after turning the necessary age, would be ready to pick up from where I left off. So I sent the post-dated letter.
I read Steve's diary. I know you fell off the cliff. How did you survive?
A stroke of luck. I fell right into the sea, and the tide pushed me toward an underwater passage that led directly to the cave. I wanted to find a way to get back to the surface, but I had to recover my strength first. The last thing I remember is some really delightful mushrooms. Then, it's all a blank.
Dad, let's go back home. We have a lot of things to talk about. Plus, we have to find a way to tell Mom without making her faint.
Elizabeth. Yes, we should go back.
Ready to leave Bonetown once and for all?
Bonetown is not a bad town. As soon as the legal formalities are arranged, we could think about coming back here. Remember, deep inside the cave is still the adventure galley. Who knows how much it can still tell the world about the golden age of piracy.
Speaking of which, when I took the chalice, I also brought the ship's logbook with me. Here it is.